World Series individual victory. And, you know, it's just so interesting to see. You see Jeremy Pena here giving high fives, doing his thing after this victory. He was so close. You mentioned him being just one win away with the San Francisco Giants back in 2002 against the Anaheim Angels. Now, the only difference here is they did let it slip through their fingers in Southern California. Now they have the last two games back here on home field. And you know what, Adnan, he's been asked this question so many times, not just throughout the postseason, but throughout the course of this regular season. When he was asked about it last night, he knows he has to be present in the moment.
Well, not really. You know, I mean, you can't worry about things that are out of your control, really. The only thing that's in your control is today. And that's not even in your control sometimes. So, no, I haven't thought about it. I mean, it's going to take care of itself. You know, it always has. And all I know is that worry doesn't do any good at all. Worry just stops you from getting sleep. And there's an old saying that don't worry because worries about itself. And, you know, worry does no good at all. So I've just learned over a period of time that, hey, you just live your life, try to do the right thing, seize the moment, and enjoy as much as you can. I mean, enjoy this ride. And then when the game time comes, you know, but I always thought, hey, when I'm supposed to win, I'm going to win. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go out there and enjoy what I've been doing for a long time.
And Adnan, that was actually today via the Zoom availability, both teams making their way here to Houston this afternoon, taking a little bit of additional rest. And Dusty, you saw him in the dugout, dabbing everyone up. He is very much so a player's coach. He coached some of the best in the business, and Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., Joey Votto can describe him as I just love Dusty. That's all there is to it. We saw Jeremy Pena a little bit earlier, the future star who last night in his media availability was asked about his skipper, and he responded by saying he automatically welcomed me and brought out the best in me, let me be who I truly am, and referred to him as a legend. Well, he didn't know that the legend was actually in the room as he was waiting to take the podium himself. The two had a really nice exchange and embrace. And of course, now the mantra is the next mountain to climb for the Houston Astros, aside from capturing that World Series ring, is to do it for Dusty.
In Dusty we trust you, as one might say. Meantime, for the Phillies, LG, their ace all-star had his first hiccup of the postseason, so Zach Wheeler and the Phillies got to work to see what happened. What did they glean from Thursday's bullpen session?
Yeah, it was a really effective session. Myself and Mark Matcham, our great researcher here at MLB Network, actually pitched for Stetson in college. So we had a really good vantage point of that bullpen session. They were working on actually moving his hands and his delivery outside his glove and kind of getting behind the ball a little bit quicker. As we saw in that Game 2 start here in Houston, he lost a few ticks off the velo, and he gave up 4 earned runs in that outing. And that was really out of character, especially after coming off the IL, after missing some time in September from that forearm tendonitis. So they're wondering if maybe that injury was flaring up again, or maybe it had something to do with taking the ball to the knee in Game 5 of the LCS in Philadelphia. He was insistent that it's just fatigue. So was Rob Thompson, his manager. So they did have a really effective session. We watched the whole pitching staff as well as Wheeler watch back the video. They all kind of smiled. They dabbed each other up. So hopefully this will be good news for the Phillies and their ace.
You mentioned a few ticks off the velo. You're, of course, the queen of TikTok here at MLB Network. So still expecting to get Joel Sherman to do a few dance moves with you at some point.
You know, we took a road trip this morning at 6 a.m. on 2.5 hours of sleep from Philly up the 95 to Newark, and he said no social media, Adnan. I was really disappointed, but we listened to a lot of Captain and Tennille.
Oh, okay. I was curious what the musical choice was. That's not what I was expecting, but I guess Joel's a big deal. No social media. You can respect that choice. Great job as always, Lauren. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Adnan.
All right, let's talk more about Zach Wheeler, what he brings to the table. It's interesting because normally I would think, Anthony, this is the spot. If you're a Phillies fan, hey, we're down 3-2. We got our ace going, but Wheeler was not his best last time out. The velo was down 95 miles an hour, lowest since July 28th. What can you expect from the guy?
Yeah, I think with what we saw from Zach Wheeler in his last outing, against this Astros team, they came out swinging the bats early. So to me, he's going to have to make some adjustments. And you're going to see it here. It was really the top 4, top 5 in this Houston lineup. They had made a concerted effort to come after him right out the gate. And we're going to show some of these at-bats. But I can tell you that of those top 5 in that Houston lineup, they did not take a strike until their third at-bat. Altuve, first pitch, took the first pitch of that at-bat. Otherwise, they were absolutely hacking. So to me, if I'm the catcher, I'm coming out here to Wheeler before this next start. What kind of adjustments do we need to make? You are aggressive in the zone naturally. 67% first pitch strike on the year for Zack Wheeler. So he comes after guys. That's part of what makes him who he is. I can't necessarily take that away from him, but I have to tell him, look, we got to see what they're going to be doing in this game. Are they going to take the same approach? If they're going to be this aggressive, let's use it to our advantage and tease the zone. Let's use a little bit more of that strike to ball, get some early sings, get some quick outs, the way that you did at times in that game, but obviously they were able to burn you at times as well. So we need to kind of get on the same page here. Use the aggressiveness, but again, strike to ball more than just pounding the zone is what I would try to do early and see where these Astros are at.
I would say he can be aggressive, but he has to pitch inside. I mean, a lot of those hard hit balls we saw were out over the plate. He can attack them. Just make sure you get him that in their kitchen. I think that's when he's best. That's the black belt Zack Wheeler when he's pitching in effectively.
It's amazing the journey for Wheeler. This is a guy obviously had serious issues, the injuries. Tommy John gets a massive contract from the Phillies, so likes his peripherals, and so far he has been worth it. He has been as advertised. Can he step up in Game 6? That remains to be seen on Saturday night. Still to come here on MLB Tonight. We're just getting warmed up, but lots more to discuss as we dive into this Game 6. We'll turn our attention towards Houston's starter. Framber Valdez has been nailed so far. Will he lock it down for Houston again? We'll dive in next.